Hi, welcome to today's video. In this video, I will talk about two banks that students usually come across when they're asked to open a blocked account. That's Fintiba Bank and Deutsche Bank. So you've gained admission to a university in Germany and you've had your interview at the embassy, and before they issue your visa you've been asked to open a blocked account, and you've been given two options, that's Deutsche Bank or Fintiba Bank, and maybe you're not so sure which bank to use and what to expect when you arrive in Germany. In my video today, I will be talking about these two banks. First of all, let's look at what a blocked account is. It is an account that is blocked. So it's an account that's yours, but it's blocked for a certain period. It's usually blocked for a year. You deposit an amount of money into this account and you have a certain amount available to you every month. For us international students, we need to deposit about 10,200 euros in this blocked account, and we have about 800 euros available to us each month for a year. Lately, they've been asking international students, especially from Ghana and Nigeria, to open an account either with Deutsche Bank or Fintiba. When I first moved here, I had no option. We only had to use Deutsche Bank. There was nothing like Fintiba at the time, but in recent times you do have Fintiba as well. Both banks are German banks. The only difference between them is one is online and the other actually has a physical location. So Deutsche Bank has a physical location, whereas Fintiba doesn't. Deutsche Bank is very German, so it means a lot of papers and a lot of control. So before you open a blocked account with Deutsche Bank, you need to go to their website. You need to fill out the form. You also need to have a copy of your admission letter, and then you also need to show proof of the funds, so the money you're going to transfer into the account. Put all these documents together and send it to the embassy. The embassy will then forward your documents to Germany for them to assess, and they would then get back to you in a couple of weeks, giving you information about the accounts that you want to open with them. After you have opened the account, or after they've opened the account for you, they would ask you to deposit the money into the account. Once they have received the money, they would send you confirmation, and you need to send this confirmation to the embassy. For Fintiba is an online bank. You would do everything online. You don't need to have any communication with the embassy. You'd have to go to their website, upload your admission letter and answer a couple of questions, and they would create the accounts for you. After they create the accounts for you, they would ask you to deposit the money into the account, and once they've received the money, you would get a letter confirming that your account is open, and you would show that letter to the embassy. Deutsche Bank takes a longer time because everything is still slow mail. Now, when you move to Germany, that's where things change with regard to both banks. Okay, so Deutsche Bank has a physical location, so that means you can go in there and then activate your account. But before you activate your account, you need to register your address. That's like the first thing that you need to do when you move to Germany. You first need to find a place to live and register that address. Once you activate the blocked accounts, you can just start using the account as it is. So every month you'd have about 800 euros available to you. You'd also have a debit card for the bank, which you can use wherever you are in Germany. Now with Fintiba, it is an online bank. When you move to Germany, you would need to identify a bank that you want to bank with. And once you find this bank, you go to them and say you want to create an account. So in this case, it's not a blocked account, you're just creating an account with the bank. Once the bank creates an account for you, you would give your account details to Fintiba and they would send the money into your bank account every month. So they would deposit about 800 euros into your account every month. With Deutsche Bank, you do not need to go create another bank account. You just come to Germany and activate that account. Would I personally choose Deutsche Bank or Fintiba? Well, before I moved here, like I said, I only had Deutsche Bank, which is why I went with Deutsche Bank. If I were to advise you, I would say you should go with Fintiba because it's all online. You do not have to deal with the embassy. You do not have to deal with weeks of waiting for an answer from Deutsche Bank. I would recommend you open an account with a bank that's called Sperrkonto. I am not affiliated to any of the banks I'm talking about right now, but it's just based on experience. I would say Sperrkonto because Germany still depends on a lot of cash. So you need to have ATMs available, and I found that Sperrkonto has a lot more ATMs. Wherever you go, you'd find an ATM that's for Sperrkonto. For Deutsche Bank, you do not find so many ATMs that accept Deutsche Bank card. You can use other ATMs, but there is a service charge about 5 euros for any amounts that you would like to withdraw. So I would recommend Fintiba in Ghana, and when you move to Germany, I would also recommend you open an account with Sperrkonto. Mostly because they have ATMs all over. You may also hear about a bank that's called N26. You can do that too. It's an online bank and they communicate in English. Everything is online. They have an app. It's very seamless to use. Yeah, so you can choose between those two, Sperrkonto or Deutsche Bank. But I would recommend Sperrkonto because they do have a physical location. So that's it about Deutsche Bank and Fintiba Bank if you have to open a blocked account in your home country. I hope this cleared any doubts that you had and you found this information useful in choosing which bank to go with when creating your blocked account. Either of them is fine. One just has more advantages than the other. My name is Jenny Back and thanks for coming this far. I make videos for foreigners living in Germany or people that want to move to Germany. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new here, kindly